One of the many really crappy things about being overweight is that you can develop a sleeping disorder called sleep apnea. This is something that's traditionally suffered by overweight men in their mid-30s onwards, and it is an absolute nightmare.
Luke, I am your father, but I've got sleep apnea. It's where I've got to wear this bloody mask, and you can't understand me. Why I breathe so funny.
Basically, if you're overweight, when you go to sleep, the weight from your fat presses down on your windpipe, basically, because there's so much pressure on your lungs and the windpipe because of the extra weight. When that happens, you stop breathing in the night, and you don't know you're doing this because you're actually asleep, but you're not in proper sleep. So your body keeps convulsing every 30 seconds or every minute.
It's a medical condition, but nobody understands. Not even the bloody dark side.
You get up the next day and you feel like maybe you're okay, maybe a bit tired, but throughout the day you keep dozing off, and I kept falling asleep in all sorts of places, such as in meetings at work with the boss in front of several other heads of department, just kind of nodding off because I couldn't stay awake. And the reason why you can't stay awake is because essentially your body's been awake all night. So the more you do that, the more you feel tired, and the more crappy sugary drinks and food you're going to go for. The effect of all this is that you keep eating all that crap and you keep putting on more weight. And the more weight you put on, the worse the condition gets.
If you only knew the power of an oxygen sleep mask.
You know, this isn't something that skivers kind of pretend, oh, I've got a sleeping disorder, I can't work, possibly. You know, this is something that is physical and real, and your body is in absolute nosedive if this is happening to you. Everything in your body is screwed because it's not getting any proper rest. But the good news is that it's really easily treatable, and actually you can, you know, really save your life, basically. The only downside is that it does make you look like a bit like Darth Vader, and it's really not a sexy thing to wear in bed. But you've got to put all that aside because you've got to weigh up not being able to function as a human being with actually getting your life back and flying, you know, as a result of it. Now, I don't know if I could even really talk seriously with this one, but basically this goes over your nose, and you've got to get used to wearing it, and for the first few nights, maybe a couple of weeks, it's going to be really weird. But once you get used to it, please persevere and give it a go, because it'll change your life. So this is how it works. It's this mask is hooked up to this tube, and the tube goes all the way down to this box. Basically, this box draws in air from around in the room, compresses it, and pushes it up through the tube, and then that's what you breathe in through the face mask. And that basically keeps your windpipe open and makes sure you can actually get a decent night's sleep, and that's what it's all about. So that's the air that gets pushed up through and through the mask, and that then makes sure that your windpipe stays open, which means you can sleep properly, which means that your body can rejuvenate and you can get on with your life. I can't stress enough just how bad this thing is. The first morning after the first night I spent with the mask, it was like coming up for air from being inside a swimming pool. One of the biggest secrets, I think, in medical science is that this thing is the best hangover cure you can ever imagine. The last night of my employment at the Evening Post, for example, I don't remember probably half of it. I certainly don't remember falling in the urinals, as I'm reliably informed. But I do remember being absolutely drunk as a proverbial lord, and having to be rescued by my very understanding girlfriend. The next day there was quite an important meeting where people like me, as in recently unemployed, could go along to learn a few things about becoming freelance, and it started at 9 o'clock in the morning. And the next morning my head was clear as a bell. I couldn't believe it. The oxygen was pumping this through and basically curing me of any negative effects of the alcohol. The best hangover cure I've ever tried, and I've tried a few, I have to say, and none of them have really worked, but this thing is just brilliant. It just is fail-safe every time. I went to the Bristol Beer Festival back in January. I must have drunk 8 pints of cider, and proper rough, out the bottom of the River Severn kind of cider. with a friend who we were drinking pint for pint, and he was dead the next day. I mean, we were calling funeral services. I mean, he was seriously ill, and I was bing, you know. So, if you like a drink and you're a bit fat and you can't sleep well, this thing is a miracle, curing you of all hangovers. Priceless. So, even if you haven't got sleep apnea, go and get one. But actually, why am I telling you that? I should be marketing these things. If you want one, call me, and for a fee, I will source them for you from a very difficult place that I have only got contacts for. But yeah, no, it's brilliant.